So other peppers. First of all, we have habanero. We don't use habanero.
That's
Habanero,
too hot.
too much hot.
Yes.
Don't care how much flavor because I can't get past the hotness. So we don't even use it. We can't help you. And then you've got your common spices like jalapeno, cayenne, as we were saying. Don't shy away from hot Hungarian pepper as a blend. Replace some of your cayenne with hot Hungarian, and never hesitate to add in the tiniest pinch of something like cayenne or hot Hungarian pepper with anything that has cinnamon in it. And don't shy too awfully far away from using cinnamon in a meat sauce or a meat rub or anything like that, because that also does some really awesome stuff.
Yes, yes.
And then chili peppers is next on the list, and chili peppers is next on the list because, well, what chili exactly did you have in mind?
Yes.
Ancho chili pepper. This is Aleppo style. This is a Mideastern chili pepper. And here we have dark chili powder. Dark chili powder, we will show you in a minute here. We'll show you what ancho's made out of. And the dark chili powder, is that made out of the same thing as ancho? Yeah, maybe yes, maybe no. And this one is also quite amazing. Ají amarillo. It's not as hot as cayenne or a lot of your other chili powders, but it's a very different flavor profile. Very, very interesting to work with. So ancho chili is usually made out of one of these. It's either a poblano or a pasilla. Poblanos and pasillos are pretty much the same thing as far as I can tell. And they are the most commonly used peppers to make ancho chili with. Then here's a dangerous one.
Yeah.
It looks like a wax pepper, but some wax peppers are really, really mild. Some wax peppers are approaching cayenne.
Right.
They can be very, very, very zippy. So lip test these. Anything that color, anything that color, that could be as mild as a bell pepper if you get a dud, and it could be pushing as hot as cayenne, depending on what you get. This is another type of chili pepper. It's called a serrano, and those are a medium heat pepper. Usually not as hot as a jalapeno. This one is absolutely lovely. This is a Fresno pepper, and Fresno peppers are not nearly as hot as cayenne, but they're starting to go towards that end. And Fresno peppers, I don't know what it is about red peppers, just love chicken something fierce.
Yes.
Really, really do. So Fresnos, if you like the idea about baking in the cayenne, but you're still try the same experiment with Fresno peppers. Really, really nice. This, of course, would not be one of your dark chilies, so it's probably not ancho. This is an Anaheim pepper, and Anaheim's also all of these are really versatile. You can use them in anything, really.
Yeah.
Although Anaheim's rank right up there with me as peppers that like beef.
Yeah.
Anaheim's, Poblano, Pasillo, the ancho family, those things adore beef. In fact, we talked about plugging a roast with a pepper. You slice that up into strips and stuff that down in a meatloaf. This is not as hot as a jalapeno. I mean, total by volume compared to this jalapeno.
Right.
It might have that much hotness, but it's distributed a little wider. And that meatloaf or that pot roast, I could not detect any hotness when we ate that. Even the pasillo or poblano.
Yeah, because I mixed like a couple of these different peppers in there, and the flavor in the meat was just melting your mouth.
And the poblano peppers themselves, the strips of pepper, weren't hot anymore.
Yeah, because even once your roast is done and you make the gravy with the roux and everything like that, I mean, you could put that on anything. It's just
really nice stuff.
Yes.
And then one more that I will show you here. This is the color of a habanero, pretty close. But habaneros that are on my hand so that you can get a size kind of comparison. Habaneros are a lot smaller than this. Habaneros are closer to the size of a walnut.
Yeah.
A good sized walnut. This is called a manzano pepper, and they're expensive.
Yes. Our problem is as soon as we walk into a grocery store, we head right for the peppers first. The first thing we do is go right for the peppers, and it's like, is there anything new? What can we try?
Right. It's a particularly exciting moment when we go into a store we've never been to.
Yes.
Let's go see what kind of peppers they got. A little bit weird when you walk into Walgreens and go, hey, y'all got peppers in here? They look at you funny. It's kinda, haven't been asked to leave though.
No, no.
And,
not yet.
and also, this pepper, when you cut it open, don't think like, oh, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because the seeds are very, very unlike anything
Yeah, very
I've
black.
ever seen in a
Yeah,
pepper.
black.
Yeah,
The
black
first
and
time I
pretty
cut
good
it
size.
open, first time we tried that, I was like, oh my gosh, what did we get?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the pepper is
it's like what's
oh,
growing in there.
Yes, but it's so good.
But so those are all the different and Manzano, I'd rank it right up close to Fresno's and Cayenne for like in chicken, and I'd rank it right up close to poblanos and pasillos and
Right.
and wax peppers and these kind of peppers for beef.
Right.
It's just, which is why it's expensive.
Plus, see what we do, right? We keep some separate like this,
Mhm.
you know, for like roast and stuff like that. But we also cut up a bunch of them and mix them together. So when we're making homemade home fries, you know, throw different, even tomato sauce. You can throw different kinds. You know, it doesn't ruin. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't ruin anything. It just enhances the flavor of whatever you're cooking. You know, I mean, it's just just throw it out there. It's you can't go wrong mixing and trying something new.
Yes, the last thing I put on my list here is combos.
Yes.
Because if this would be good, and this would be good, and this would be good,
Together,
this will be
amazing.
awesome.
Yes.
So that's pretty much how we ended up eating better than anybody else on the planet, to the point where I just felt compelled to let's find a way to share that. Other things that we would like to advocate if we do a show in this less than professional manner.
Yes.
Because we're not doing scripts, y'all.
Right.
No.
No.
But cook together, even if you're as bad with a knife as I am, to find something that you can do if you're the non-cooking partner. Find ways to get involved. Definitely taste test as a family.
Right. Yeah. And don't be afraid to ask your spouse.
Right.
What does this taste like to you? You know, sometimes I feel like something's missing. I'll go to you and say, taste this, I think something's missing.
Right.
And you come up with an awesome idea to put in there. You know?
Right.
And it's like, oh, you nailed it. That's what it needed. You know?
Some call it luck, I call it divine intervention. Like, baby needs me, Lord. Help out. Oh, well, that's simple, son. That needs a little bit of garlic seasoning.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes. Awesome.
whatever God tells me to say,
Right.
she usually likes. So.
Yes, it works out great.
And one other thing that we will talk about is batch splitting, is my term for it. Many families have to deal with a variety of tastes, so you cook to the pickiest.
Yes.
And fine, but first of all, if you're a person who likes spices and you're the only one in your family that likes spices, Alice loves spices, and bless her heart, can't eat them
No, not as much as I
like she used to for a number of health reasons. I adore spicy food. I keep a shaker on the table of a blend that I call Sweet Heat, and it is, I won't tell you percentages or anything, but it's some cayenne and some hot Hungarian pepper and just a little bit of sweet paprika. And my experience is it does not change the flavor profile of anything that I put it on.
No.
It changes the heat level. It raises the hotness. But whatever was in there that made me say yummy, that could use a little more heat, I can still taste unless I really overdo it.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't be afraid of using shakers at the table. If it's a split ballot, or if there's only one person who just doesn't like it spicy, then take out their portion and an extra portion.
Well, like one time we made chicken a la king for the church.
Yes.
And we didn't know how people are going to like it, spicy or not spicy. We split up 4 different batches.
We made 4 completely different recipes.
Yeah, it was like one huge batch, but we just divided it plain, just regular, a little heat, a little more heat, lots of heat, and everybody loved it because people that really didn't like heat was like, let me try it this way a little bit, but it works out
Everybody
great.
liked something.
Yeah, I mean, even at the family house, right? We made chicken a la king, and we made 2 different batches, one plain and one with heat, and before you knew it, everybody was like, no, just make it with the heat.
We get right. We kept going over with 2 batches until finally enough people had sampled to say, you know what, that's not overbearingly hot.
No, I can handle that.
But yeah, for church we had a barbecue flavor and a hot and a mild and
a regular.
Plain. Was it
just
plain,
a regular recipe?
Standard version. Yeah, don't be afraid to batch split. take out the baby's portion and spice it up for everybody else, and whoever is your give me the hot stuff person
Right.
may want the shaker at the table on top of that.
It doesn't hurt.
You are always a little better off cooking it in.
Mhm.
That takes some of the edge off cooking it in,
Yes.
as opposed to sprinkled on.
Especially if you're making something like a chicken allochini or something with a creamy sauce, because the milk calms it down,
Right.
way down.
Takes away a lot of the
Yeah.
hotness. So it takes, actually, one of the first things that led us to kind of understanding that dynamic was finding out how much cayenne pepper you have to put in mashed potatoes to make them spicy. And I'm telling you, it's a surprising lot
Yes.
of cayenne. How much do you put in when you
When I
cayenne?
make because I got into a habit, I like to put the garlic and cayenne in there. I
Mhm.
mean, I put like a half a, but it's just me and you, it's like 1 or 2 potatoes. I put like a teaspoon
Of
of
cayenne.
cayenne.
A teaspoon of cayenne in one potato.
Yeah, and it's
and
I
you-
have
and
no
you-
trouble eating.
You're just kind of getting to the point where you're like, well, yeah, there is a little something
Yeah.
going on in there.
Yeah, but it's
So-
not like hot. It's like
No.
ooh,
No, yeah,
that's
it's just a
really
different,
nice.
just a different flavor.
Yes. Mhm.
Anyway, those are the ideas behind the way we like to cook. And if we are going to do a show, I would imagine it being, because we messed around with if we can get a professional crew and cameras and a
Yes.
studio, I can see cooking in the kitchen and showing you videos of it. We will save that for if there's something particularly difficult or something that, watch this technique. You want to do it just like this,
Mhm.
something along those lines, we might. But mostly I think we will sit here with recipes. And so one of the best things that anybody could do to support us at this stage, if anybody wants this to turn into a regular deal, send us recipes that you like.
Yes.
And let us look at that
We'll make
recipe.
it we'll make your batch.
We'll make a
and
batch as
split
close as we can
Yes.
to what you do, unless there's something in there that we just won't eat.
Yeah.
And
Like seafood.
we might make half seafood and half
Yeah.
chicken,
Yeah.
because Kenny will eat seafood, but
Yeah.
Mama won't.
Yeah. No.
Alice does.
I
Alice
do
has,
tuna fish and fish sticks.
Alice has issues with some seafood that are on so many levels
Yeah.
you can't shake a stick at it.
Sorry, folks.
So I guess that's it. We put the camera real high. You can't even see my vegetarian is a word for bad hunter t-shirt, but I don't think we're going to reshoot 38 minutes worth of video
No. No.
just to make that happen.
No.
So
Well, we just have to hope everything here is good.
so we've gone from not enough information to
Too much. No.
entirely too much.
Yeah.
I hope that if anybody, one human being in this world says, you know what, I just had something tonight, used one of your tips, and it's better than I've ever had it before,
Yes.
our job is
It's complete.
to check the
Awesome.
box.
Yep.
we succeeded.
Yes.
If we could do that a lot,
Mhm.
wow, what a blessing that would be.
Yes. Yes.
So we're going to put this in the can, do a little noise reduction, and post it on YouTube
And
today
as Kenny would say, God's best and brightest.
to all of you.
Yes.